put our heads together, it became clear that it wasn't weapons or intelligence or even governance that was most important in achieving peace in Afghanistan and other troubled spots of the world. It was stories. If people on both sides made human connections by sharing their stories, their hopes and dreams and fears, they were much less likely to fight with each other. It's something I've been looking at for many years, and it's starting to get traction among some of the world's leading organizations. This library is a collection of stories, hundreds of thousands of stories, from Winnie the Pooh to Ernest Hemingway, to Dracula to Stephen Hawking, to the New York Times Index. It is the largest and most publicly accessible collection in our midst, the accumulated experiences and imagination of the things that bind us together as people. And it's the same on Old Gulf Road as it is on a dusty path near Kandahar. In the United States and elsewhere in the world over the past decades, we have lost some of the things that have gotten us started together in the first place. Trust among people in the U.S. has dropped from 60% in 1960 to 30% today. People don't look at each other as much as individuals with stories to share, but as obstacles or irritants or opponents. And there's a direct link between conflict and economics. In fact, most of our 8% unemployment and other economic problems can be traced to the idea that people who conflict with each other, who mistrust each other, who don't share stories with each other, those people don't give each other their best ideas. And over a whole society, innovation drops, collaboration drops, and economic growth slows. Is the mistrust in a billion conversations, and you can measure it. This library represents more than just a collection of 140,000 books and films and internet connections. It represents a chance to regain something very valuable. That is our interest in fact, our wonder in the stories of others. So it is not just a meeting place or a place to find out the facts. Viewed another way, it is a source of economic growth and social stability. It is something we can apply here, and we can also apply it halfway around the world. The research is clear, and I've tested it among 30,000 people I've taught and advised in 50 countries. If you make a connection with others, either through shared experiences or in valuing different experiences, then the size of the pie expands and conflict drops. It can be a lesson for children who are trying to make their way, for adults who may have lost their way, or for any of us who want to find a better way for the malaise in which we as a country find ourselves today. A few months ago, I hosted a small dinner at my home not far from here for some Special Forces soldiers and a major tribal leader from Afghanistan, someone in charge of 40,000 tribal leaders. My 10-year-old son Alexander played the piano. The highlight of the evening was not a discussion of politics or war or economics or shopping. It was about how each of us lived and the stories of our respective milieus. The Afghan leader made a connection with some of the soldiers overseas. It was his first trip to America to visit them. And he found that on an individual level, it was amazing how familiar things were here to his own place of birth. If we only had the chance, he said, to share more of our stories, the conflict would start to dissipate. It is a different message than we hear in the media, but it is one that's a lot more true. So I look at a library such as this, not just as another public institution, but a place of hope, really, an idea much bigger than the sum of its parts. It's a place to get back to where we once were, to an appreciation of the stories that form who we are. It is, as Bob Dylan once said, a shelter from the storm, a place to stop and reflect and to think that right here we can each contribute to a better world just by learning more about each other. I want to congratulate all of those who put this extraordinary project together. You've made an investment for all of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart. Appreciate you coming here today, and we, I believe, are lucky to have someone of your skill and experience here in our community. At this point, I'd like to move forward with our ribbon cutting ceremony. And I'd like to call upon Marjorie Hall and Christine Steckel to do the honorary ribbon cutting. There's Marjorie, and we need one pair of scissors for Marjorie. Down. And another pair of scissors. Where's Chris? Right here. Yeah. Okay, we got to do some photos first. Let's see if we can get in here. And ready? And on the count of 3, Marjorie and Chris, once the photos are done. Hold on. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. I'd like to now proudly announce that Ludington Library is reopened to the public for business. And I welcome all of you to explore the library throughout the day today and in the coming...
Thank you for watching this video on Ludington Library's grand reopening. I hope you subscribe to all of my YouTube channels: Screen, Tom Bugler, RRS Vids, and Weird Books. Thanks for watching. RRS News, I'm Ricky Sayer.